Check. It's another episode of Stuck in the Middle podcast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Welcome all listeners and watchers right now, man. This is episode 62.
Yeah, and I'm one of your hosts, AK.
I'm one of your hosts, Reflex. Welcome, man. AK, man.
We just clocked the year, man.
Yo.
Yeah,
that's major.
Year, yeah.
Yo, clap for us, man. Stuck in the Middle podcast is 1 year old, fam.
Wow, congratulations.
Flew by. They say time flies when you're doing what you love, man.
Oh, yeah. When you having fun, too.
Yeah,
yes,
man.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all hearing the voice of a dope, we want to call power couple in the building, man. I'm gonna let AK introduce them, but first, man, AK, you planning on having a family soon, bro? Am I putting you on your spot right now?
I mean, no. I mean, I definitely plan on having family soon. I gave myself to 30, so by 30, I'm definitely gonna be.
Why 30?
I feel like by 30, I should be accomplished in my own version of accomplished. Mm-hmm. The things that I wanted to do and where I want to be. I feel like by 30 I'll be there, and it's the perfect age, man, because you don't want to be 40 with a 1-year-old baby.
Right.
By the time you're 50, you can't run around with your baby.
Be in a wheelchair trying to have fun with your kids.
It don't work.
Yeah.
Although,
with that though, we gotta introduce our guest. With that though, we gotta let y'all know who got the building. That was the segue, you know what I'm saying, into this couple that we got to build. AK, do us the honors, man.
They are the host of the radio show, The Avenue, The Road to God's Truth.
Yes.
And it's none other than Netty and Devon. Welcome to Stuck in the Middle.
Yeah, welcome to Stuck in the Middle podcast.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
We always put out the email out there, like hit us up, we appreciate you guys. So people out here watching and interested in what we got going on here.
Yeah, you guys have a great show, and I find it very interesting. I've been trying to share it as much as I can to different people that I know would be interested in, the type of stuff that you guys share on here, and it's great stuff. It's knowledge.
Yeah, like how do who is Netty and Devon? You know what I'm saying? Like, who is this couple?
We are the couple.
Right.
Others.
Baby, you want to take the honors?
We could say that we are the realest couple out there, and
that's huge.
The reason I say that, because a lot of people, a lot of couples that you see out there, and we're believers of Christ and everything.
Yes.
And a lot of them like to put on a facade for the cameras, and dress it up nice and pretty and put icing on top of it, and maybe a cherry and package it and everything. But we really like to share the truth, because sometimes our truth will help somebody else, so we like to put that out there. And that's really us, and we love to have fun. Like, we always have a smile on our face. We always and
what you see is what you get. Like, you see us here being crazy. This is how we are at home when it's just us two, when it's us with our 5 kids. We
got
are
5 kids.
5 kids.
How long y'all been married?
7 years. This year will be 7 years.
You
see how I looked at her?
Where's my calculator? Let's do the math real quick.
Yes.
There was no time to reproduce. I guess be fruitful and multiply.
Yeah. Well, it's a blessing. Like, another reason that makes us a power couple, besides our solid foundation, which is Christ. God is in everything that we do. He is everything that we are. He just brought this man into my life. We have a story. We have a testimony.
How'd you so we were talking about that. Sorry, man. I'm like,
she'll have to make me blush over here.
I got to big up my husband. But basically,
did you just use the island thing? Big up my husband?
Big up, yeah, man.
Okay.
Big up.
By the way, she's from Sierra Leone, and he's from the islands, right?
Yes.
Yeah, from Trinidad and Tobago. So you're going to hear her say something. She's going to come up with some
I'm Trini too.
I'm
Trini. Like,
terms,
everything he is, I am.
So she's going to come up with all
I have
of it.
multiple personalities.
Why not?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
you
saying?
You grew up in Sierra Leone.
I actually grew up here.
You were born here?
I was born
here.
here.
You ain't real. I'm just kidding.
No. Dude, you should say some cassava leaves, man.
Don't do that.
That's what got you hooked.
That's what got me this size. For For real. She didn't give me the disclosure.
He
about
came
food.
into this relationship like, wait a minute, food,
Yeah.
food, because I cook. I love to cook. You know, I find it's very important to please your man in the kitchen, and you know, in other places. But what I'm trying to say is, it's real.
They say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. So you definitely, mastered that part. And hey, here we go with power couple, 5 kids.
Yes.
Hey, but anyways, go ahead.
Yeah. So back to what makes us a power couple. This is not a story that we usually say that much, because when you see him and you see the kids, you automatically think those are his biologically. Those are his, but not biologically. Now, when we met, I already had kids.
How many?
I had 3.
Okay.
I had 3 kids, and he met me with those 3 kids, and it didn't faze him. He wanted the whole package.
Everything.
And
everything.
He wanted the whole package. So he came into this relationship knowing that I had the 3 kids. Our first date was with me. Our second date was with the kids. He automatically said, I want to take the kids out. And I was like, wait a minute. I don't.
She did a double take.
You moving a little bit too fast, brother. But that's what makes our relationship, our marriage special, because not a lot of guys would do that. Not a lot of guys would look at a woman and be like, I want her. But for some reason, that's what he wanted. And I believe it was God ordained. It was something that God purposed for both of us. And he felt it. I knew it. We got together. Now we got 5 kids, 2 of our own together. And I'm done.
You said, you know what I'm saying?
I'm done with kids.
You said,
It's just like,
that's huge.
I don't want to hear it.
You said, you know, say y'all real. I'm gonna ask.
Yeah, ask, please.
Were all 3 from one man?
No.
Okay.
Nope. And that's what makes my testimony even more powerful, because I came from, and it's not even like I was a promiscuous girl. It's just my mom died when I was 15. So I kind of got lost out there and became rebellious, and, felt rejected. And, when you're rejected, you have these other needs that you're drawing from. Yeah. And that's what caused me to, and then plus I'm fertile, if I can say that. But but no, blessed, yes, but we're still blessed. We're still blessed. Our kids are a blessing. Like I said, you wouldn't even know that, they have other fathers. Like, this is their dad. This is their dad.
Too. I don't know. They look like me.
How old are they, if you don't mind me asking?
Our oldest is 14. Well, he'll be 15 in March. Yeah. Our number 2 is 12 on the 9th. Then we got number 3. She is 8. Then we got number 4. She is 5. Our little sassy lovey. And then we got the last one, Lyell. He'll be 2 in March.
Yeah. So we got all of them got number plates that they carry around, so we can keep track.
Exactly. So we're like number 1, number 2. Yeah.
Number 2, get over here.
Yeah.
That's some fascinating stuff, bro. Let me ask you a question, Devon. Like, mentally, you know what I'm saying? Because for me, I'm just gonna put this out there.
Yeah.
There's been girls, you know what I'm saying? Like, I look at a girl and she's had a kid, and I'm automatically turned off. Yeah. How was that for you? You know what I'm saying? Approaching that.
Well, it all started with the state of mind that I was in, because prior to that, I was in the military for about 7 years. So within that 7 years, I was traveling from Japan to Australia, Guam, and I was single. So of course I was doing things that single sailors do under the influence of drinking
bourbon
in those countries. But it came to a point where I was about to get out. First of all, the military is not catered to marriage.
Yeah, absolutely not.
There are people that survive, like their marriage survive within the military, but the military have the highest divorce rate for marriages. So I told myself, when it's time for me to get out, then I'm gonna start building my family. And when I met her in San Diego. Like I said before, we was in a club and I was dancing. She was like, "Oh, who's that over there?" And I was like, "That's me over there." So, but I didn't really know about her. And when I found out she had kids, and that actually turned me on the fact that she was a mother already, and she took care of her kids, and she was a good mother to her kids, and that really intrigued me more about her as a person rather than. Because you see a lot of people that have kids and, You know, I don't want to say the word deadbeat or anything like that, but they're trouble. You know, they're not really raising the kids the right way and stuff like that. But it was a different story with her, and that really attracted me towards her. And then a lead for me pursuing and courting and so on and so forth.
We didn't even court for that long.
No, it wasn't that long.
You put a ring on there right away, son.
Dang.
It wasn't that. It wasn't. She make it seem like it was the day after.
Well, kind of.
So
But honestly, like, okay, guys, y'all can relate. When you're dating somebody, you already know what you want from that person in your mind, from that dating sequence. Like, within that first...
You should know, anyway.
Should you approach somebody knowing, like, oh, I'm trying to get married, or I just want to date?
Well,
I just want a relationship.
By the time the date is finished, you should already know.
One date?
Yeah, I mean, for
you
me...
should know if it's who you want to be with, as in,
like,
get married in the future.
Not married in the
just
future,
like you said, though, it's all about your state of mind, though.
Well,
like, if your mind is out, like, I just want to date and have fun, then you're not going to be having
Okay, I'm going to keep it real. I'm
Yeah.
going to keep it real. I did a lot of dating. I was...
And you were just, like, tired. You were like...
Yeah, okay. It wasn't that I was tired, but I was just tired of the process of, okay, going through the dating sequence and I got to take you on. But I was looking to settle down. Yeah, I was looking to settle down. I was looking for a wife. I was looking for a mother. There was no question in my mind doubting that she was a good mother. So that eliminated that.
Right.
I had no problem with her having kids or anything like that. So, but it all boils down to what you want. Yeah. At the end of the day, you know what I mean. So if you see a girl and you already know that she has this qualification, this, by the end of that, or if it's 1 date or 2 days, how long it takes your mind to process, you should already have a decision by then. You should already know what you expect and what you want from that.
Now you say that, right? Let me play devil's advocate real quick.
All right.
And as much as I'm targeting this towards women, they could reverse that and target that to men as well. But because I'm a man, I might as well throw it to women. But anyways, you meet a woman. Okay. Guy meets woman. Guy takes woman out on a date. She's quote unquote slay queen, as they say, quote unquote. She's well put together. She puts on this front. She gives you this person.
We be going to dates with a crop and edited version of ourselves. You know what I mean?
And then a month or two, probably 6 months down the road, she reveals her true self. Now, if I drop her, is she supposed to blame me for doing that?
Well, it kind of is. Sorry, but it kind of is. The reason I say that is because everybody has some type of discernment. Yeah. When you go into a relationship, everybody has baggage. Right. You have baggage. She has baggage. Right. Whether you're allowed to put that on the overhead on the plane or you have to pay to put that under, it all depends on how much baggage you have. So it all boils down to how much are you willing to accept. Maybe 5 pounds is good for you. Maybe 35 is good for me. But it really, by the time you go on maybe a second date, you should already know. Like okay. And I get your point that some girls do put up a front. They're like, somebody always said that to take a girl, take her to the pool for the first date, so you can see her without the makeup. Oh shit! yeah. So, but honestly, I'm blessed, dude. It comes down to being blessed. Discernment is something that I use. I always, even though back then I wasn't really in the church and really dug into the church as I should have, but it's still something that's always, my mother prayed for me and stuff like, thank you, Mom. And my mother always prayed for me and stuff like that. And, I say a prayer every now and then back then. So it was an easy answer for me. Like this, okay, we got some stuff to do, me and her. We supposed to be connected. And everything actually worked out to our favor going into the relationship. Yeah. So it wasn't like a second thought in my mind.
Who brought who to church? Who introduced who to Jesus, to the Lord?
I always had a church mentality.
That's not the question. That's not the question.
I was raised going to church. It was a mutual decision when we decided, okay, and this is for me not to sleep on the couch tonight. So it was a mutual decision between us, for both of us.
I would like to say it was I did the searching. I said maybe we should go to church.
It was I believe it was a New Year's, and we're like, okay, we should start going to church this year.
Yeah.
And that was more for the kids, honestly, to get the kids, because
On a good foundation.
Yeah, exactly.
And
How did you? So wait, what church do you guys attend?
Everlasting Life Christian Center.
Yeah,
What is
that's
it?
in Laurel.
In Laurel.
Oh, okay.
What is
Good.
that, Baptist?
It's
Witness?
non-denominational.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So how did you guys come up with that decision to say, okay, you know what, we're gonna go here? Because some people will fight about what church to attend.
True.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Very
so how did
true.
you guys come up with that decision?
Man.
Discernment.
Well, actually,
praying.
Maybe you had like a like, hey, my mom goes to like a non or like kind of thing. It was just like, oh, let's just go.
Mom is in New York.
Yeah, mom is.
Mom is in New York. So we, like I said, I did a lot of searching. We didn't even start off with that church. We started off with this other church. But that
I was like, y'all don't want to go anywhere.
we started off with another church. We had an experience with that. We left. We were still searching. We kind of got our walls up then. And then we ended up going to a church and deciding on a church. We prayed about it. The Spirit of God is really in us, and He dwells in us. So we always have that feeling, just like I was talking about with the radio show. We always have that feeling when we know something is right, and God speaks to him, like He be on it. Like if I'm kind of like going to the left a little bit, He'll come, and I'm like,
wait, watch that. Hold on, you see the shoes? They got alligators.
Exactly.
You gotta watch out for that.
And at first, I never listened. But then I started seeing those things coming to pass, and I'm like, oh God, now I need to start listening to this man. Like, you really talking through him. So it was always something that both of our spirits related to, and we were both on one accord when it came to stuff like that.
I wanna, saying we're gonna talk about the radio show and everything. But
absolutely.
what other things make a power quote unquote couple? You know what I'm saying? Like, we see like Jay and Babe, dad and dad, but you know what I'm saying? Like stuck in the middle, we look at folks like y'all, like, celebrities. And that's what this platform is for.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, people out here watching, listening, it's like, yo, for us who got bills, you know what I mean? Like, my power couple.
Yeah,
I think everybody has the potential of being a power couple. I don't want to take the terminology or the title power couple and just like, okay, we're a power couple. It all brings down to we are, but I don't want to like throw it in the air like walking down the street and put it a label on my car, I'm a power couple. But it's more actions of what we do of inspiration towards other people, bringing other people up. We are big fans of helping people. We like to bless people.
Yeah,
we
love giving.
We're so much. That's like one of our main purpose in life, to really help people, and it could be spiritually, it could be just on a general matter, just helping somebody. I remember when I was going to Montgomery College, when I was starting my photography class for everything, there was this old lady that was taking classes for photography, and she was probably about like 62. And it was hard for her. And everybody looked at her. Every time she had a question, everybody would look at her and like, oh, man, she got another question and stuff like that. But because of that helping need that we have, it was easy. It wasn't even no big thing for me to help her and help her on all of her assignments and help her get a good grade and stuff like that. Because she needed the help. She didn't know how to go about it. And that's what really being a power couple is something that we have, a natural trait that we have that brings out the best in both of us, and we could share that with the people around us.
How do you deal with the haters?
We laugh.
We don't recognize them.
Everybody.
I mean, let me not say recognize. We don't acknowledge them.
Yeah.
We know that everybody has people that don't like them. I guess you can call them haters. But
just pray for them.
Who doesn't like us?
No.
And that's not even to like brag or boast.
I'm
I'm sure there's people out there that look at us side eye, but we don't know it.
No.
We don't know it. So we pray for them.
No.
We pray for them. If it was a direct hater, like, look, I don't like you.
I like that term. You got to watch out for those direct haters.
What does that mean?
People that just up front come to you and tell you, I don't like you. But, people that we come across, we seem to...
some people might, not hate the fact you're a blended family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, and that's why we say we got to be real, because whoever, it could really help somebody one day.
Yeah.
Maybe and blended family is not something that's easily done is it takes
It's
a lot
not
of work,
easy at
a lot
all.
of
It's not.
a lot of praying and stuff like that.
A lot of
But
patience.
a lot of patience, a lot of understanding, forgiveness. It's not easy at all.
You want to keep going?
I'm sorry.
I can see over there. She's like, okay,
I know, right?
They gonna stop.
my list. But it's really something that we like to really keep it real with the stuff that we go through.
Yeah.
Because one day it will help somebody, and
Absolutely.
it will shorten that path that somebody has to go through that tribulation or that trial from.
Yeah.
Perfect segue into the radio show. My bad, bro.
No, go ahead.
Is this where the creation of the radio show is in,
And by the way, the name of the radio show is The Avenue.
Yes.
The Avenue, yeah.
The road to God's truth.
Yes. Well, the radio show, we just knew that this was something that we had to do. Like, it's so funny because years ago, we bought a microphone. We were like, we're going to do this blog talk radio.
Yeah.
This was even before we thought about like
Yeti.
actually, because the station that we're on is syndicated. It's international. So we were just like, let's just start off at home. This is what he would say. Start off at home. Let's do Facebook Live and
Build our
da-da-da-da.
audience, yeah.
But we could never like
Stuck in
Facebook.
the middle.
Right.
Y'all out here syndicated. Congratulations.
I know, right?
Thank you.
God.
I don't know. I just wasn't feeling the Facebook Live thing. Like everybody and their mama is doing Facebook Live.
I wouldn't take that as shade.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I'm just kidding.
Not at all. Not at all.
It's like that. We're doing Facebook Live. Right? She's gonna throw that out there. She's gonna throw that out like that. Like, come on now.
I'm kidding.
Well, you guys are doing Facebook Live with a purpose. But I just felt like we had and I don't even want to say a bigger platform because Facebook Live is big. It's international as well. But I just felt like we had another setting. And this was something that we prayed about. And, we were like, we're going to charge into 2018 on a good foot. And, one of our dear friends of ours, got us hooked up with this opportunity. So the Avenue came about. We try to figure out a name. The avenue basically means the way of approaching a problem besides the street or the road. So we were just like, and I had an event because I also have a ministry called Women of Strength. And I had an event last year and we called it The Avenue. So I was like, my sisters was like, why don't you just call your radio show The Avenue? Shout out to Barbara. And I was like, I prayed about it and it stuck with me. And it was one of them feelings again, like the Holy Spirit just confirmed it. So the Avenue came about and it has been one of the best things so far in our lives. And we're just ready to take it further. It's going to be amazing.
How long y'all been doing it, The Avenue?
We're going on our third Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going on our third Sunday.
How can people
2018.
watch or listen?
Download you could download the Blazing Radio app. It's an app. It's also in the TuneIn app as well.
Yes.
You could download, or you could go to blazingradio.com. That's ABLAZIN radio.com.
Yeah.
So that's how you could tune in every Sundays from 4 to 6.
4 to 6 every Sunday.
Four.
The Avenue with Netty and Devon. Y'all want to miss that,
Yes,
man.
it's
So-
awesome.
And we one thing about the Avenue is like we bring our realness with everything we do, and we play gospel soca. Like soca gospel, dancehall gospel, Afrobeats gospel. So we try to bring that from whoever's listening from whichever country. We try to give everybody something to listen to.
Yeah.
So we like to
And we
mix
have
up.
fun. Like, we have fun in everything that we do. And this is just something that became so natural to us.
Man, she got energy, man. Like, if you literally look down her IG, it's like she's always dancing
I'm trying
or
to
jumping,
keep up.
stuff like that.
I'm trying to keep up.
I'm like, man, so much
Yeah,
energy.
I got a natural high.
Yeah, she does. She does. I call it extraness, but
Yeah.
Hey, watch your mouth now. You gonna sleep on that couch?
No, I'm extra.
No.
Even my 15-year-old son is like, why are you so extra?
But I love it because it brings a lot of energy and it brings a lot of fun to us.
To the fam, yeah.
Yeah, we love fooling around. I mean, we're not the couples that let's go in bed and read a book with
Stuck
the lamp.
up.
Yeah, with the lamp on. Nah, I'll be playing my video game. She be on her phone. We be playing. We be watching movies.
Put
date
on
night with the
music,
kids,
YouTube, and we
dancing.
dance in the living room. Like, it's just the
Yeah,
simple
doing stuff
things
with
in
the
life that
kids.
matters,
Yeah.
What kind of struggles do y'all face? Looking at society right now, what kind of things you guys see that families are facing that like needs to be discussed and helped? That
That's
the
a
show
good
can
question.
offer.
Yeah.
That's a good question because we have been through hell and high water. But I'm telling you, the strength of God is unmatchable. Yeah. Like, if we did not have God, I'm telling you, we would probably be divorced. And it's because of the most simplest ways that couples divorce, or reasons couples divorce, and that's financial reasons.
Yeah.
You know, we over the years we've struggled with that. We felt like the enemy had a hold over our finances, but for I don't know, we just had some type of strength that God would just continue to give us, that we would be able to just look at each other, we smile, like the lights would be turned off. We were homeless twice. You know, the water gets shut off, our car got repoed, but we would just look at each other and be like,
what they gonna do next? Like, because you got to understand, it's all in a state of mind.
Yeah.
And the enemy works in a way that it'll try to bring you, like, he's trying, like, he's like, I missed it again.
Yeah, they still smiling.
Why are they smiling? They woke up smiling this morning.
Yeah. But we know that it's just a part of our testimony.
Yeah, it's a season.
We know that it's for that couple, that family that's going to be going through the same thing.
They are going to be able to.
Exactly. And we're going to be able to say, we did it. Like, if we could do it, you can do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just been all God's strength, truly. And
because when you know what I'm saying, like, you have 3 kids coming into a marriage, you know, for me, a dude, you know what I'm saying, I'm like, the reason why I ain't married is because I ain't got the money to raise a family. I'm talking kids. So my man Devon is like, shoot, she got 3, and I'm, you know, that's
trying to get a band going.
Right.
So that's a suitcase full.
You kind of know, like, I'm stepping in alligator water.
Yeah.
Well, you know, like I said, I really looked at her for her motherhood. That's like, I don't know. Yes, it came with the package. She's beautiful. You know, she's beautiful. Like, she
can cook.
Yeah,
right.
She can cook.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, she got that body. But I'm keeping it real. All that is in the package. But one thing, if she wasn't, I feel like if she wasn't that good of a mother and a wife that she is now, it wouldn't have worked out. Because everything that I saw in her, I kind of saw in me in a little bit. I'm very family oriented.
Yeah.
That's a big.
Yeah, his family is awesome. His family is amazing.
I'm very family.
Yeah.
I want, like, the whole Brady Bunch and everything. Like, that's what I want. I want a big family. I want everybody to always be loving and continue talking to each other. The whole family, you know, I'm not talking to my brother or my cousins. I don't like that. I'm very, very family oriented.
Yeah.
And that, it just brings stuff so easy with us. It's really, honestly, man, it's like a flow. Yeah.
Like,
it really is.
And that's how we know it was God ordained. Everything just in sync, like, just matched up and flowed like a river. So God is good.
I guess that answers that question of, like, going back to the whole, if a woman shows a man her true colors later, is it right to dump her? I guess he wasn't really looking for the right things in the right places, meaning he was probably looking at the physical instead of who
somebody
really is
got a
this
light
woman.
bulb. Y'all just ministered to somebody. See what y'all did? See what y'all did?
Yeah, it goes beyond that. It
really
goes beyond that.
Yeah.
And just like my husband said, you have to know what you want when you meet somebody. I always tell a female, a man knows what they want when they see it. He knew what he wanted, and we got engaged the next year.
Yeah.
Probably not even a year. Yeah, we went to Jamaica, got married, you know, because he knew what he wanted. I knew what I wanted. It's that feeling that you get. And this is where being in sync with God comes into play.
Right.
Because he will let you know, like, look, this is it. Instead of wasting your time, messing with other females, you don't know who's, you know, you think she cute, but she crazy.
And around this time, she might not even be a female, so you better hurry up. I'm telling you. You might have an iRobot coming next time. I'm just saying, you better hurry up. Times is getting weird.
Tick, 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 tick.
You see them robots online?
I see the robots, man. I
crazy.
see the robots.
Crazy. Them little dolls and stuff. Really?
It's funny. I woke up this morning and one of my friends posted a meme on WhatsApp. It was like, breaking news: first doll with HIV/AIDS. Yeah, well, that joke cracked me up this morning, man.
Hey, that's gonna be real though.
It's gonna be real.
Let me borrow your dog. That's gonna be the next thing.
Father that in the name of Jesus.
Hey, that ain't happening. Let me ask you. Let me run through some things though. How important is this? You know, what I'm saying before marriage and finances. Is it? Yeah.
It's very important. I like you said. One of the things that causes divorce, finances, like number one. The next one is sex. Sex is important in marriage. It's a key thing. Other than that, let me see.
Speak on that real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause depravity, not enough. Kind of thing. Is like, cause I do know. You know what I'm saying? Scripture says sometimes you gotta, separate. For
well,
I don't know.
Honestly, every man needs sex. Every man wants sex. I think sex is healthy for a marriage. It's very healthy. A marriage without sex, I don't know how. I mean, maybe you have something else to replace it, but for me, I know that it's an important fact. Not saying like, I must like get up in the morning like, I must have sex. Like, give me that sex woman. I'm not saying that, but those things are like going to every relationship. You must know what drives that relationship, what keeps the fire in that relationship. So maybe for you, a nice back massage, like, babe, I must have my back massage. You know what I mean? And
for you might be your arrow. And what do you guys eat in Cameroon?
The bitter leaves and the puff puffs.
I like gifts.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So every relationship has their own love language. She loves let me see if I can remember. Hold on, I'm about to put myself on the spot. I don't know why I did that. She loves compliments.
Words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation.
What are the other two?
Gifts.
Physical
touch.
Yeah. Now I'm a affectionate guy. I love affection. Like, it doesn't have to go into sex. It just could be affection. But you definitely need to know what that spouse or what that your significant other needs and wants. Because if you go in there with a blindfold on, I don't know,
you're gonna be breaking up with them after 6 months.
For real.
I was gonna ask a question, but it's going too much in your business.
Hold on. I gotta ask this though.
Ask.
Before, when you walk into a car dealership, right? You're trying to buy that new Benz, like new Beamer, right? You just don't go, man, let me get that, and you just roll out like,
test drive.
You test drive the car, right?
Yeah.
So let's bring that into.
He already knew she was good. She had 3 kids before. Now.
Is this the question you have?
Let's bring this. No, we're just speaking in general. In general, because some people like, now we're gonna do the whole, we're not gonna do the sex before marriage thing. I'm like, bruh, I don't know what world you're living in, but hey, what if we get there and this is not good? Like, there's a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a problem here. So, what's your thoughts on that?
All I can say is I thank God that the time that we met, we wasn't really deep in the foundation in church. I don't know if that would have been. Honestly, I can't say. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
God knows.
God knows. Like, maybe I wouldn't be able to handle it or whatever the case is. God knows.
Yeah, like to my sisters out there that actually are holding off. Like, I don't know if I would have been able to do that.
He knows our weakness.
To hold off?
Yeah.
To hold off. Because just like he said, we weren't going to church when we met.
Yeah.
So we were still having our fun. We were test driving.
Yeah.
But I
good knowledge.
Some dudes want mileage. Some dudes want, that brand new.
But listen, we're not saying. Let me get this fact. We're not saying that
it's okay.
sex before marriage is okay, I'm gonna do it and then repent after. That's not what we're saying. You have to hold up because I'll say it like this: each person that you're getting sexual encounter with, that's a piece of you going to them and a piece of them going into you.
Yeah.
So
you got Shelly.
Yeah.
Shelly's not good enough, so you going to Monica. Monica's not good enough, so you got a piece of. And when you say a piece of them, it's like a piece of their
spirit. Like,
they're demons that you have to deal with.
Yeah.
Like, say Monica has a spirit of depression. Then you got Shelly, she got a spirit of suicide. All of those little pieces are slowly going into you. And
like he thinking now, like
You just got confused spirits up in you now.
right, exactly.
Like, wait,
and it's harder to detach from. It's harder to. They call it spiritual STDs.
Yeah.
It's harder to detach the more spirits you have in you.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny when you hear it, but it's real stuff.
What if I'm the light they're looking for?
This guy.
Just what if? Just what if I could? What if I'm the light they're looking for?
Then you're gonna get married to that person, right? You
What,
won't have
all of them.
Wait a minute. Oh, so you're talking about that? You and
Them. I mean, I'm just saying them. You know, what if I'm the light?
Well,
So you
looking
walking
for?
up
The light over
this ain't no missionary dating or whatever. I'm gonna give you like,
oh my god, dude, we are on stuck in the middle, man.
Yes,
Hey,
man.
man, we gotta
Loving it.
unstuck.
I'm loving it.
man,
We gotta unstuck these thoughts in our head.
Real quick,
though,
So,
real
by
quick.
the way, I mean, I'm just joking here. Just
Yeah,
trying to bring
yeah,
perspective
yeah.
to things. So,
Real quick though, while we're on that topic, want to remind the viewers. By the way, while we're on that, today's National Black HIV Awareness.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So we actually touched on that subject. AK moderated a discussion with Akun King and
Anya
Anya Tabong. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel and check that out. And also,
Absolutely.
this episode is brought to you in partnership with Perfect Office Solutions, providing office space for entrepreneurs and business owners in the Maryland area. So if you tell them that we sent you, you use SITM podcast, you get 10% off your lease. So tell them we sent you Perfect Office Solutions. So I want to ask this question.
Let's go.
This is just me being curious because I want to know for future. 5 kids. How do you find the time?
You can't get over this.
You know what I mean? You want to have a huge family, so
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is, you know what I'm saying? Help me out.
How do you balance?
How do you, you know what I'm saying, like, and sex is important in the marriage. And I don't know how big your house is, or, you know what I'm saying, like, the kids, like, how do you find the time, in the perfect time? This is just me being curious right
Okay.
now. Like, everybody sleep, to be as loud, as fun, you know what I'm saying, with your sex life, to make it, I don't know. Like, this is just a pure curious question.
It's not. It's,
I bet when I know
it's
kids
pretty
be out there-
hard.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. It's pretty hard because it's man. You gotta look for the window, man. You gotta look for that open window. Like, okay.
Like they watch a TV.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go quick, man. Come on. You got 10 minutes. Honestly, because I mean, right now the youngest is 1. He's about to be 2. So right, like he sleeps between us on the bed, and like it does interfere with the affection a little bit because he's needy and he's on her, and he's taking my spot. And I'm like, man, he's on the boob, and the boob is mine, and like yeah. So it's like, but it does. You really have to.
We're intentional.
Time, yeah.
We're intentional about it.
The
These
date
are the
nights
things.
help.
Yeah.
Us maybe we'll stay up until like 2:00 watching a movie or something. So all of that is important. Like timing, you gotta look for your window with your spouse and be like, and then it's something you gotta be in agreement to. Like, a lot of times in marriage you come across the, like babe, and then it's like. I'm tired. It happens.
We get
It
tired,
happens.
ladies. True.
It happens, but
I bet
it's
y'all
a lot
do.
of communication.
do you guys schedule?
Schedule? I can't do that schedule thing. I can't. I know a lot of
Yeah.
couples do. Like, okay,
Yeah.
this is
Friday night is
Yeah. Let's put the sock on the door.
We're kind of
No.
a spur of the moment type
Yeah.
couple. Like, babe, want to go to the movies? We'll go, and thank God we have a 15-year-old at home that does the babysitting if we need
Yeah.
that personal time with each other.
that kid has a very awesome responsibility. You don't know it's his responsibility.
Another thing too is like the way we raise our kids. Our kids are, they're learning how to cook. They're doing their laundry, clean up after
They're very
themselves. They have
independent.
responsibilities.
Yeah,
and-
homeschool.
Yeah.
No, they're not homeschooled.
No, we ain't got that much patience.
Nah.
Go so
to
we can.
school.
Yes, we need our time.
Go
we need our
walk.
time.
Yeah.
How much of an outside influence do you let in your marriage, and should couples let in their marriage?
Well, it depends.
I-
It depends.
That's probably something we have a mixed opinion about.
Oh, that's a good topic on the radio show.
Okay.
Ah,
That's
give me credit.
Yeah,
now.
stuck in the middle.
what I'm saying?
Reflex.
Yeah.
Well, I've learned, like before, I had friends that I would be like, man, like this dude, so and so and so. But slowly and surely, I've learned that what happens in our house stays in our house.
Yeah.
We handle everything it is us and it's God. Like, we pray about it. And another great thing about me is that I'm very easygoing. Like, sometimes it gets on his nerves. Like, why don't you say something? Like, I actually had a little discussion about that yesterday. Like, why aren't you saying anything? Like, I'm not the type of girl that's going to be like, well, you tell me to. No, I keep quiet. I listen. And, we keep it pushing. But we don't let outside influence our home. We don't really, talk about our problems because we know how to handle our problems. We know how to get them situated, sweep them under the rug, and we go to sleep happy again. Like, we don't go to sleep mad at each other. And that was something that did take time to do, but we just know that life is too short, number one, and then number two, we have a purpose of being with each other, and this is something we need to get established, and we can't do it if we're mad. If we can't do it if we have other people telling us, oh, leave him.
Let her do that to you, man?
Oh yeah, yeah. We just don't. Yeah.
So it definitely, and it takes when you get into a relationship, when you get to the beginning stage of your marriage, that might not be the ideal person at that time. You have to really grow in a lot of traits. Maybe you definitely will have some flaws that she don't like, and she might have some flaws that you don't like. And as your marriage progress, you really learn each other's flaws, and it changes. You grow in each other as it go on. So yes, we're only 7 years in marriage.
That's a lot.
It's a lot, but we still got a lot more to go.
Yeah.
And we're still, it's always a learning. Yeah.
Let me remind you on that.
That's right.
Pastor said to death.
That's right, too.
Thank you very much.
So yeah, it really is a
it's a growing process
and learning process at the same time.
Like, we're learning every day about each other.
Yeah.
What do you? Go my bad. What do you do? What do you do for 9 to 5?
So I'm a stay-home dad.
I believe that.
This guy
doesn't look like a stay-home
dad. coming out the military, I decided that I will never work for somebody else again. I made that decision in my mind. I will not work a 9 to 5 because in the military I was an engineer. I was an electrician for 4 years. Then I was a mechanical engineer for another 3 years. So I was like, I was really
smart man, girl.
Yeah, I was very talented, gifted.
Yeah,
he can do anything.
If I want to learn anything, I'll go and learn it. But I decided, I was like, nah, I'm not working. So I started photography in 2011. One of my former shipmates sponsored me my first camera. It was a Nikon D7000. I took some classes in Montgomery College, YouTube, everything. I learned a trade. I put in hours.
YouTube University.
Oh my gosh, I put in hours, and it really paid off. And I started my photography business. So
you do flyers as well.
I do flyers,
videos,
graphic design. Yeah. I do videos editing, and I do a number of things.
Yeah.
Some that I don't even advertise for, but anybody. The thing, like, it bothers me that anybody could really do that. Anybody, if he had because that's one thing that's qualified as a power couple, because I try so hard to inspire other people to be entrepreneurs. Not everybody's supposed to work a 9 to 5.
Yeah,
that is not for everybody.
You're gonna be stuck in the middle.
Yes, you need to be for real. Yes, you're gonna need you're gonna need those people to wait the tables. You're gonna need people to clean up the trash. But that's not everybody though. So we really inspire people, like, okay, go out and follow your dream. If you want to do hair or make jewelry, whatever the case is,
just do it. Get
up. There's a quote that I like saying is you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, meaning that if you will not give your chance, put yourself out there to at least try to take a shot, it's a waste of time.
Right.
Yeah,
it really is. So that's something that I do. So I do photography. I have the radio show. Of course, I watch my kid. And then a lot of stuff I do is, the Adobe Suite, Photoshop, stuff like that.
He's a dancer too.
It's funny you mentioned the quote. I was actually watching this Snoop Dogg documentary yesterday, and pretty much I didn't know he had this camp where he trains, young kids out in Compton.
Mm-hmm.
Football.
The football on Netflix. I was just I was about to watch it.
And he said, the funny thing is you fail in life more than you win.
That's right.
Yeah.
If you don't set your mind that way, you would never be where you want to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought like that thing was in my mind like the whole day
Yeah.
today. And it's actually true, like you said, yeah. But anyways,
Absolutely.
back to you.
Yeah. It's true. When you say that, and I told you guys that we came into 2018 charging in. We felt like 2017 we missed a lot of those shots, but because of God's timing, we just decided to actually take those shots this year. We told ourselves, our mind is not going to hold us back. Because we have fear, we have doubt, we have anxiety, we have confusion from people telling you can't do this, you might not be able to do that, can you afford this? We decided to shut everything, all the voices around us, shut it down. Mm-hmm. And we decided to step out as a couple with God, knowing what we want to do, knowing what he has placed in us, knowing the gifts that we have. We decided to step out and use them. Like this year has started off so great, not with only the radio show, but different MC gigs, different red carpet gigs.
Y'all gonna see a lot of us, man.
You're gonna see a lot of us because this is what we have been promised. This is what our path is. Our path is to inspire, others, and we can only do that if we're out there. And it's not even just being out there for us, but being out there for other people that may need to see, what we go through, what we've been through, where we're going, and how we're getting there. Mm-hmm. Yep. So we're going through it. We're not gonna miss some shots this year.
Speaking of the show, the radio show,
mm-hmm.
what topics do you guys touch on?
Just last Sunday we had a topic called "Single with Benefits," and this was really addressing the season that you're single, being single and what you're supposed to do in that season. Yeah. So we're talking about everything. We're talking about current events,
church matters,
stuff that they don't address in the church.
Yeah.
There was like no closed door. We're talking about everything.
Yeah.
But, and a lot of people that have questions, we're addressing those questions too. And everything, of course, is Bible based. We go by the scripture and stuff like that. But we still give our opinions at the same time, and we really like to help people, bless people with the answers and stuff like that. Yeah. But so the month of February is our theme is love is in the air. So we're talking everything about relationship.
Mm-hmm. Single, married,
and people can call into the show, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, what number?
It's syndicated, bro.
Right.
So our number is 240-949-2289.
Yes.
People them out Sundays 4 to 6.
Yep.
Sundays 4 to 6
p.m. right after
definitely
church.
Call in, and definitely we would love to give y'all a shout out, man.
Yeah. We're gonna get y'all on the show too.
Hey, let's do it, man. Yeah. We're gonna pull up.
Before I wrap up the show, I'm pretty sure, with all the messages you guys have been putting out here today, I'm pretty sure there's that one message, that's in there that you want to let the people know. So let's hear it.
I would say that definitely do everything that God has called you to do. Be everything that he has called you to be. Walk in your light. Do not listen to the voices of others, because you will always hear somebody trying to discourage you, the naysayers, the haters, if you may. But you have to know what you are purposed for. You have to know what it is that you want to do and go for it. Don't even think twice about it, unless, of course, you have that still voice in you that's telling you it's not time. Always know the timing. Timing is important. You can't step outside of God's will. You have to do exactly what he has called you to do and go for it. I'm seeing so much happen because I've decided to step out. I put aside fear. So put that aside. The Bible says that he has not given us the spirit of fear, but sound mind of peace. So you need to step out and do what God has called you to do. I'm telling you, you will not regret it.
And I would say that for everybody out there, I have a blank mind. Definitely do everything that you can. Do not be afraid to fail.
Yeah.
Back then, in California, when they had the gold rush, when they I forgot what mountain it was, but everybody was hitting gold. Everybody was getting gold, and there's this one guy who came real late, and he was just hitting hitting with his pickaxe, nothing was coming. But then he did one more strike before he had to go, and he came across the biggest gold nugget that anybody ever found. So I'm saying to you that don't give up. Keep on trying. You never know if you're just that one strike away from getting that big gold nugget.
Yeah.
You know, like I said before, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You have to fail sometimes before you could get that yes. You have to get a no sometimes before you could get a yes. So keep on going at it and keep on pushing. 2018.
Yeah.
Man.
Powerful.
Bars.
Yeah.
Bars.
We've just been blessed by Netty and Devon. Hey, like I said, check them out. Sundays 6 to 4. The Encounter show. That's Encounter, right?
The Avenue.
The Avenue.
The Avenue. I also, if you don't mind me putting out there as well, I have a ministry called Women of Strength, and it's very rooted in Christ, and we're there to show women how to be intimate with Christ and how to walk in the ways of God. And we're doing the month of February, every morning, 7 a.m., we're doing prayers, morning prayers. So if you would like to join me, Women of Strength page on Facebook, on Instagram, we're doing big things. We've been established since 2013. We've had conferences, retreats, prayer breakfasts, and, heaven is the limit. So we going forth 2018.
2018 going forward with it, man. Hey, you've been listening to Stuck in the Middle podcast.
Yes.
Please hit us up all social media platforms, SITM Podcast. And send us an email, questions, guest referrals, and, feedback and all that good stuff. SITM Podcast 237@gmail.com. AK.
Yes, sir.
Let the people know who we got next week, Sunday.
Yeah, next week, Sunday, we're sitting with Andrina Swayer, the founder and CEO of Perk Consulting and the Minority Christian Women Entrepreneurs Network. Hey, this is gonna be powerful. This is
a lot of Christian people coming up and stuck
man.
in the middle, man.
Maybe they trying to tell you something.
Oh, by the way, how can people reach you guys on social media?
You can reach us our couple page at DNA Phillip on Instagram. You can reach me at Netty, NETTYD as in dog, P as in Philip. And then you can reach him at...
You can reach me at my Instagram page for photography at d.c.image.photography. And you can reach my personal page at d.c.philip.
Yeah.
Hey, you be listening to Stuck in the Middle podcast?
Yes, sir. And we out.